Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first proper video. I did a little poll on Instagram to see what you guys wanted to hear first, and the choices were postpartum body and pregnancy and labour. Now you guys picked pregnancy and labour, but I am going to do a video on the postpartum body because it's something people don't really talk about, and if they do talk about it, it's always in a positive way, and I'm not going to be really negative about it, but I just want to be honest about like how I feel about after having 2 kids and how I feel about my body and stuff like that. So I will post that. Maybe it'll be the next one, I don't know. I'll probably do a poll on Instagram and see which one do you want to hear next. Also, Tulip is just having a little sleep, so I thought great time to do a video. Pregnancy and labour. So, with my first pregnancy, I found out super early. I was super sick. I was super moody for the first 12 weeks. First 12 weeks, awful. Then after that, semi-okay. But during my pregnancy, I was very paranoid that something would happen. I constantly fretted. Like, it was awful. Every day I'd wake up with anxiety about what was going on in there. And I'm not kidding, bless Tom pretty much paid for a private scan every other week because I was just paranoid. I honestly, I couldn't tell you why, I just was. It didn't get any easier as the pregnancy went on, although when I started feeling Dexter move, that was a little sort of weight off my mind, and I could prod him and he would move. Although I did spend a few times in the maternity assessment unit, you know, for monitoring, and always dead nice. If you're pregnant and you're worried, just go. They want you to go. You feel better, it's better. Don't ever question it. I used to go, oh, I have felt him move, but not as much. Should I go? Should I not go? And I'm not kidding, just go. Please, just go. You'll feel better about it, and the midwives are dead lovely, or they were in Leeds, you know. Oh, I said you know again. Oh, I need to stop saying it. Oh, it's so bad. But yeah, so with Dexter, apart from being like a bit scared all the time, okay, everything was okay after 12 weeks, really. I mean, I got really big, and I'll go into that when I talk about being pregnant with Tulip. It was all fine until about 36 weeks. 36 weeks I had my midwife appointment and did the usual check, and I had high blood pressure. I didn't know really what that meant. She said, oh, you need to go down to the hospital to get checked out. I was like, okay, fine. So I went down, high blood pressure. They said, you need to come back in 2 days to get it tested again. I was like, fine, no problem. Went back again in the 2 days. They went, still high, we need to keep you in for monitoring. I was like, oh great. I was very emotional at this stage. I was very pregnant. I didn't want to stay in hospital when I didn't know how bad blood pressure was or anything. Stayed in Sunday night, and then on Monday they were like, we need to keep you in again. I was like, why? What are you going to do? At this point I'd turned 37 weeks. They said, we're not going to do anything, we just need to keep you in. And I was like, but why? I said, can't I just go home? Surely it's better for my blood pressure if I just go home. So reluctantly they let me home, but they said, you need to come in every day for monitoring. I was like, okay. I went home, Tom cooked me lasagna, it was lovely. So I went in the next day, early in the morning. I was hooked up to the blood pressure machine, baby was getting checked, and it was still quite high. So the midwife said, right, you need to see the consultant. So I just laid there, I was like, oh, seeing the consultant, what's he gonna say? Consultant came round, and I will never forget these words. He went, right, you've got 2 options. You need to either have your baby or have your baby. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a baby. He went, go home, get your hospital bags, come back, and we're gonna induce you. I was like, oh. It was awful. I remember leaving the hospital and I rang Tom and I was crying, going, I'm not ready, they're going to induce me, it's going to hurt, I don't know what to do. Rang my mum, rang everybody. It was snowy because Dexter's born in January. It was super snowy and I was there. I was like, I've got to drive myself home. So I drove home, got my bags ready, went back to hospital for an induction. It was just me on the little like ward. It wasn't really a ward, it was like just a big room with some beds in. So about 3 o'clock, it got to 3 o'clock, they checked me and went, oh, you're already 2 centimetres dilated. Have you been getting any pains or anything? I went, oh no, nothing. First baby, I didn't know I wanted any pain. It were alright. So they said, oh, we can just break your waters. I went, lovely. But they needed to check about delivery suite before they broke my waters. I was like, okay. They went, it's going to take a long time. They went, it's your first baby. You're only 37 weeks. It's going to be long. You're going to have pessaries, drips. You okay, hon? I was like, right, brilliant. I'm going to be in hospital for ages. Broke my waters at about 5, 6-ish. And then I just started bouncing on the ball, walking around, eating some cream eggs, having some Lucasade, you know, gearing up because I thought, oh, I'm going to be in labour for ages. It was fine. They took me to delivery suite about 7, 8-ish. So I went down to delivery suite, checked me again. They went, you're probably still only 2 centimetres, maybe 3 at a push. You know, I was like, right, okay, brilliant. Checked me again, went, oh, you're about 5 or 6. I went, oh, brilliant. I went, I'll have the epidural, please. They went, okay, but because of your blood pressure, we're going to need to wait for your blood results to come back. I went, okay, that's fine. So at this point, it started getting quite painful. And I was just laid on the bed and I basically wanted to tell everybody to leave, except Tom. All my mum and my mother-in-law, I wanted them gone. I was not happy. I just remember laid on the bed, like full on cramping. It wasn't nice. But the worst feeling was I felt like I was going to pass out. That's the only way I can describe it. I was just not there. Like, I felt really funny. And I don't really remember Dexter's birth too much. I remember little bits, not all the details because of how like out of it I was. I remember them saying the anaesthetist is here to give you your epidural, and I remember them checking me and saying you can't have it because you're 10 centimetres. I remember them saying you need to push, and I said no. I went no, and I thought, they said when you have a contraction you need to push, and I just thought, no, I'm not going to do it. It's fine. So every time I had a contraction, at the start I was going, just ride it out. Just ride it out, because you know they're going to end and it's not so bad. Just ride it out. And then midway through I thought, I'm just going to push. So I started pushing, and within sort of 5 minutes Dexter was here. And I don't remember it at all. I just remember being crowded around, lots of doctors, midwives around me trying to sort me out. I know that Tom held Dexter first. I do not remember seeing him really. And that was that. We went up to postnatal. We tried to breastfeed, he wouldn't breastfeed. Dexter was super jaundiced, and that's why he wouldn't breastfeed, because he was just so tired all the time. But I'm going to do another video about my experiences with breastfeeding with both children. But yeah, Dexter was jaundiced. We didn't know he was jaundiced. I just remember spending the whole 2 days on postnatal squeezing my nipples, trying to get colostrum out for him. And then midwives were getting a syringe out. Oh, it was awful. Awful experience. So I gave birth on Tuesday, and on Wednesday evening I thought we could go. I was like, oh, we're gonna go home, yay. No, we didn't go home. Tom was watching Dexter and I went for a bath, and I came back and Dexter wasn't there. And obviously first baby, freaking out. I was like, where is he? Nurse took him, turns out he's got jaundice. So that night he went down to neonatal. I was so upset, I couldn't stop crying. Really, I just couldn't stop. So much so that they moved me to my own room and they let Tom stay because I was a mess. And I didn't want to go see Dexter in neonatal because I knew that I'd have to leave him down there, and no one really understood why I didn't want to go see him. And it wasn't because I didn't want to see him, it was because I knew I had to walk away and leave him in a little incubator, and he wasn't with me. And just thinking about it makes me a bit sad because I didn't want to leave him. Like, it was awful seeing him like that. Oh god, am I gonna ugly cry on camera? Dexter spent 2 days down in neonatal and I was pumping and taking my breast milk down for him. And I did go see him eventually because I missed him, and you know, you can't stay away too long. Friday, we got moved to transitional. Friday night, Saturday night, awful. Transitional was awful, awful. Worst experience. And then on Sunday, we came home and it was amazing. And we got to, it was just like, it was obviously the scariest thing ever. We were completely lost, but we were so in love with our little Dexter bear. I remember Tom crying, saying that he couldn't do it, we couldn't parent. Dexter was such a good baby, he just slept. But we were so cringe. We were like, don't flush the toilet in case we wake him up when he's sleeping. Don't do this, we can't have telly on very loud. Whereas look, babies just sleep. Turns out, who knew? But yeah, that was Dexter.